Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to Freedom Friday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And this week has been so powerful. We talked about mindfulness with Dr. Will, and we explored the winning mindset on Tuesday. And we heard Ben's incredible transformation story. And yesterday we dove deep into how fear meets faith. But today I want to open my journal. Yes, my journal, the very book that I write in on a daily. And I want to share something very deeply personal with you that just happened this week, because it perfectly illustrates what real freedom looks like when we trust divine guidance. But before we dive deep into this, I want to take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people. But before we dive into the rest of the conversation today, I want to take a moment just so we can ground ourselves and open our hearts to receiving today's message, all right? So I want you to find a comfortable position. And if you're in a safe space to close your eyes, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And I want you to hold it for a moment. Now I want you to release it through your nose. Now I want you to think about the signs and the synchronicities that might be showing up in your life right now. The numbers that you keep seeing. The songs that play at just the right moment. The people who appear when you need them the most. I want you to feel how these divine connections are already guiding you. Now I want you to imagine yourself fully trusting these signs, following their guidance with complete faith. Feel the freedom that comes when you release your need to control everything and instead flow with divine timing. Take one final deep breath in and release. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, just to help ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. All right, my beautiful people, so I want to share something straight from my journal. I'm going to read it straight from my journal about what happened to me this week, because it's beautifully beautifully illustrates how our DVD principles, decision, visualization, and discipline work together with divine guidance. All right, so I write in my journal. On Monday morning, I woke up with such heaviness. I had been watching videos and posts about the state of the world all weekend, witnessing what felt like the takeover of a nation that was already flawed but seemed to be getting worse. That heaviness was compounded with worry about my financial affairs, not just for now, but the future that I'm building. So I went to my altar with a clear intention to find a solution to this worry. As well as seeking ease of my growing anxiety. I asked God to lead me somewhere that wouldn't question my integrity, which, as you know, that is one of my 9 core values. So after my morning prayer meditation, I felt better. Now, while getting ready for my day, I remember wanting to get some heirloom seeds that I seen on TikTok for the garden. I'm starting this year. I'm starting early this year. And so I hopped on TikTok and suddenly I saw that Clairvoyant Chris was live. Now, if you remember, I talked about Clairvoyant Chris earlier this year, actually on January 1st, that I had hopped on his live. I actually saw that he had went live on New Year's Day. It was New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And I went in and, said hello, and I sent him a little gifts, and he spoke directly to me. Say, hey, Vintage. And then he started to tell me some things, some messages that was given to him for me. And so I was listening, and I understood exactly what was happening. And I knew exactly what he was saying, but I'm not going to lie, I didn't know where all of that was going to come from. But then as I've been learning from listening to Bob Proctor and trusting and believing in myself and, doing things differently, changing my paradigm, I can't worry about where the money is coming from. I just have to do it. Remember the song that we listened to, was it last Tuesday for Transfer? I'm going to be ready. You see, I have to think of those songs like that. Then I have to think about the song as I don't know my own strength. And then the song for this week, winning. I'm in my winning season. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You see, while Chris was talking, he was talking about the very thing that Dr. Will and I had discussed on that morning episode. Fear versus faith and trusting God's guidance. Remember that? But then he's, as he was talking, he was getting every bit of me. It was resonating. It was hitting me. I truly felt like he was talking directly to me. And then he mentioned his stock market class that he had. But he's been talking about this for months. I heard him back in, I believe, in September or October, one of those months, he was talking about it. And so when I heard about that, I sent that information to my husband because he's the one that does the stock market, him and my little one, my baby girl. They are the two that, follow the stocks and do the stocks and bond. I got this little stinky little Robin Hood thing that I haven't been in for years. So I was like, no, that's not what it is. That's not for me. It's for him. But every time that I sent it to him, he like, I got it. And he never really went into it, So I was waiting for him to make that move, and he never made that move. But it was something so different about today's live with Chris. I remember hearing a voice that say, this is for you. This is for you to do, and not your husband. So as Chris continued talking, he mentioned that he had 4 openings. He mentioned he had 4 openings in his beginning class. And I thought, if anything, I sign up, I see what's it all about, right? Let me see what it's all about. So I go and I see how much it is. And I say, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, can I afford to take that out of this and put that in that? Because honestly, I didn't have the $222 just sitting around. My budget had already been allocated for the month. It already had been allocated for the month. But I said this, and I'm going to be honest with you. I said, look, I'm going to charge that on my Amex. I'm going to charge that on my American Express card. And then I'm going to go from there. But the interesting thing is that Chris isn't usually on live on Mondays. He's not. He usually have a class on Monday that they do trading on Monday during the time that I was on there. So he's not even on there on Monday, but he was this Monday because it was President Day. But as soon as I signed up for that class, I felt an instant relief. Now let's talk about what happened on the morning of my stock market class. My stock market class was on Tuesday morning, all right? So I woke up at exactly 3:33 a.m. 3:33 a.m. And if you know me, you know that 9 is my angel number. So when you add 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9, right? So before even washing my face or even going to my altar, I was already seeing signs of success. But not only that, if you all listen to Tuesday's episode about about the song by Pastor Mike Jr., you knew that one of the new rituals that I created, that I put in to do, was that we do the 5 sacred callings, 5. And in that 5, it was to, before we even put our foot on the ground, was to say your 3 blessings and to say I'm winning and listening to the song. And so I did that. And this was after the 333. So let me tell you, when I went to my phone and I just didn't know what day it was. I went to go look at the date and it said February 18th, 1/8. That's 9. All right, so let me back up some. So I want to let y'all know what the angel number 333 and what that encouraged us to set. All right, the angel number 333 encouraged us to set plans into action and let our personal strength be our guide, to trust ourselves and put thought into our choices. It represents divine guidance. It represents protection. It represents positive change. And it's often interpreted as a message to embrace creativity, self-expression, and optimism, signifying that growth and abundance are coming your way. And like I told you, then I realized that it was the 18th of the month. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Again, that's my angel number. Again. Now, the angel number 9 represents completion, new beginnings, and spiritual enlightenment. It can also be a reminder to be kind and caring and compassionate. And see, this is exactly what we're focusing on this month with cultivating self-compassion. So you see this synchronicity? It's amazing, isn't it? The number 9 has always been significant for me. I have 9 aunties between both of my parents who have been like sisters, like mother figures and best friends, helping my mother and my grandmother mold me into the fearless goddess that I am. So all in all, before I even got up to brush my teeth, to wash my face, to clean it was laid out for me right there. Oh, you're going to have a winning day. an amazing day. You are in your winning season. So I'm getting out the bed, winning season. I'm like in it because I had got the confirmation, right? Right? Okay, let's do this. So there I was in my stock market class, right? Right? There I am in my stock market class, right? Right? Yeah. Yes. I'm getting all the info right. I'm trading and putting money up, right? Wrong. I spent the first 2 hours of that stock market class taking notes because my Robinhood account was acting up. You see, the thing is that I hadn't used my Robinhood account probably in over 4 years. No joke. I put some money in, I bought some stocks, and I left it alone. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it to be doing it. I think one of my good girlfriends sent it to them, or somebody did it, and I was like, okay, and I did that. But even though I felt that it was a bit frustrating for me, I trusted that Chris had my back. But not only that, but even throughout the whole first 2 hours that he was talking, he kept coming to me and he said, you good, Nyomi? I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. But all during that time, I was still taking notes. It didn't matter if I couldn't get in my account or nothing or do whatever. I was still taking notes. I was still taking notes. And I just kept praying. I was like, just keep going with it. So finally, I was able to sell and buy something. So for the next 2 hours after that, I was locked in and I was convinced that this was definitely where I was supposed to be. Definitely where I was supposed to be. So you see how this experience beautifully illustrates our DVD principles. Do y'all see that? And if you do, I'm going to break it down for you. One, the first thing I did was that first D, decision. When that inner voice said to me, this is for you, not for your husband, I made a decision to trust it. I didn't live fear of the unknown or my budget. Concerns stopped me from making a committed choice that is aligned with my growth. The next visualization. You see, I visualized that success before it happened. I visualized the success before it happened. You see, when I saw those angel numbers 333 and realizing that it was the 18th, 1 + 8 = 9, I recognized them as confirmations of what I had already visualized. That this was going to be a good day, an amazing day, because guess what? I'm in my winning season. And then 3, the discipline. Despite of the technical difficulties with my account, I stayed disciplined. I took notes for 2 hours when I couldn't trade, and I pushed through the frustrations because I was committed to this new path. So you see, my beautiful people, imagine if I had let my fear or the unknown stop me, or the frustration of me not being able to get into my account. You see, freedom comes when we recognize the divine synchronicities in our lives and have the courage to follow them. So I want to share something else with you all. And y'all know I'm very real, raw, and uncut with it. So, sometimes I pre-record shows, especially if I feel like I got the show in the hand for the whole week. And plus I'm doing some more certification courses just to fatten my stuff up a little bit more, fatten my credentials a little bit more. And so I wanted to kind of jump ahead of time. And so on Monday night, I was going into, of course, do Tuesday morning show and figure out do Thursday show. I already was editing Wednesday show that I already pre-recorded, and Friday show. So I had everything in order, right? So I am sitting and I am, on the computer. I got all my cameras going, this machine right here. I don't even know what it's called no more. I thought all of that was all plugged in, everything was good. And so I've recorded all 3 episodes. So I'm like, yes, I'm ahead of the game. I've locked everything down. So I'm going to be able to get my classes in. But matter of fact, I'm going to be able to do my stock market class in the morning. So I'm going to be, yes. I go to edit. And it recorded me on the wrong camera. It recorded me on the camera that's way across the room. All 3 episodes. So when I tell you, God is funny, it's hilarious. So by this time, it's about 8, 9 o'clock at night. This is past my bedtime. And I remember one of my good girlfriends had hit me up and how your day was going. And I was like, I just recorded 3 episodes. They ain't got no sound to it. 3 episodes. And I honestly hadn't really pre-recorded like that in a while. Because remember, I told y'all, since January 1st, just whatever that I had planned, it don't ever come that way. God comes in and say, no, it's going to be like this. So for you to truly tell this story, it's more things that you're missing. And what was missing was that the action that happened on Tuesday morning. Because there was a bigger message than what just was given to me. Because maybe somebody that is listening right now can now understand what all those numbers mean. Why I'm keep seeing this person? Why am I keep hearing this? And maybe now they can be aware of the guidance that God has given them. Maybe they understand what it truly means on what divine timing is or how to be aligned. So when I woke up that morning, that Tuesday morning at 3:33 a.m., and then it was the 18th, 9/9. But not only that I'm frustrated with, my Western name locked in. But I didn't tell you, I had some money in there too. Yeah, I had some money in there too. So I was able to use the money because they wasn't going to let me add any money. So I've already had a little money in there that I was able to use to sell. My God was like, no, you have a deeper message. You have to show them with these DVD principles that we are using this year. I have to make sure that you are truly being a vessel and you are truly listening and understanding what I'm saying. And you are not only applying it into your life, but you also is giving this out to the world. And the only way that you can do is to be authentic. Yeah, what I was going to say before was going to be authentic. But he said, no, I got to put some more stuff on it. I got to put some more stuff on it for you. And he sure did. He confirmed it all. And let me tell you, when I was in that class with myself, Clairvoyant Chris, Queen B, and had a whole group of people in there, all colors, all ages, all sizes. And I truly felt good and welcome in that space. And I saw something different. And I didn't do nothing but smile because I knew I was in the right place. Like I said a few weeks ago, I am watching myself like a movie. And I am so, so very proud of the transformation, the growth, the elevation, and me living through my rebirth right in this moment and having the courage to live it out loud. All right, beautiful people. So I got just a little homework for y'all this weekend, just a little bit. Just a little, that's it, not that much. What I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities that show up in your life. The next one is I want you to make one decision based on faith rather than fear. And I want you to document the journey in your journal or in the Year of Rebirth workbook. You can still download it in our notes for a free copy. But just as I shared my journal with you, you can do the same. And if you feel comfortable, please share your divine synchronicity moments with us by using hashtag the season of self-love and hashtag Freedom Friday. And my beautiful people, I want you to remember that when you share your journey, you might be a confirmation for someone else that has been praying for that. And also, when you are winning, remember that's what all of us winning. That's a ripple effect, remember? Remember, your win is somebody else's possibility. So until Monday, till Monday's mindset session, I want you to remember that freedom comes when we trust divine timing. Your synchronicities are sacred messages. And you, my beautiful people, are divinely guided at every step. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. See you on Monday. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovering and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.